Hi guys, and welcome back to Pass and Move. For today's episode, we're back with the game against Torino as promised. And as you can tell, things aren't looking too good. We're in 5th place, so it's not the end of the world, but we do need to start picking up some serious points if we want to have any hopes of getting to Champions League spots. Now, of course, in terms of what happened since the last episode, we showed you that game against Inter. 2-0 loss wasn't the most pleasing result at all, to be honest, and I think it flattered them a tiny bit, but it wasn't undeserved. Against Verona, we managed to bounce back 1-0, and Hertha 3-1 win as well. And they grabbed a 1-0 win away from home, but it didn't mean much, and we managed to draw Ajax in the Europa League quarterfinals. So it's going to be a big game, but we still need to try and get through and go to the finals. That's the board expectation, but more importantly, if we win the Europa League itself, which we need to take more seriously, then we will get the Champions League place, and so it doesn't matter if we get into the Champions League spots or not. Anyways, Torino today we also drew 1-1 actually against Atlanta. I forgot to mention that. They opened the scoring. Barini managed to score in the 36th minute, but after that we couldn't recover and get the winner again. Quite disappointingly, in that little weird, inconsistent run of form we're getting here is not too pleasing. I'm pretty sure the AI, I guess, or the match engine has kind of figured out how to play against us, which is essentially just to man mark our wingbacks. So a bit disappointing, but let's see how it goes. We're going to kick off though away. I think we're at home actually. San Siro sounds like home. This is the team we'll be going with. We've got a couple of players out of form, a couple of players underperforming. First team is really it kind of makes sense obviously because of the form we're in, but basically just two absentees, Calabria with the suspension and Suso with the injury, but he's back soon within a week's time anyways. More importantly, a win is we desperately need a win actually. We've got Nicola leading the line. Hopefully he can end that poor run of form of his and continue that 16-goal haul he's got. Bonaventura, very decent haul of goals there as well, but again he's also been a bit quiet. We've got some key players in midfield, and we've also got Ricardo Rodriguez, Conti and Zapata, Romagnoli and Gustavo. Decent enough to deal with the threat of Torino if you ask me, but of course we are facing, or going to face, I think, I forgot what his name was, we'll have a look at it in just a moment's time, but let's get into today's game first of all. Oh, completely didn't realise that I pressed no even though I just did it. Anyways, 3 points on the table, and it was Belotti who I forgot his name. He's the top goal scorer. Let's have a look at how many goals he scored. Oh, normally you just hover and it shows you. That's a bit weird. They changed it and then went to update. Anyways, 19 goals and 30 appearances. Quite a decent record, but you'd expect him to have more. It's probably because of how Torino are performing in the league overall. But anyways, this team we're going with, and they're playing a 3-man midfield. We just have to take advantage of their high wingers and hopefully take advantage of some of the space. Conti is back into the team now and suffering a little bit in terms of fitness. He's not the fittest of players at the moment, but unfortunately with Calabria's suspension, we don't really have a choice but to, actually play him. There's no other alternative. Torino comes second in the form table while we're in 10th. It's time to improve. That's definitely true. Apparently we're not necessarily favourites here, so I'm going to go with that team talk. It is definitely time for us to improve, and I think it's no surprise to see us mid-table in terms of form, but in terms of actual performances, we need to improve and actually climb up the table. Alright then, so goals on replays, 2D. There you go, let's see how it goes. Actually, I just wanted to make a couple of tweaks. So, we've got Kessie. He's a bit prefers to play as a box-to-box midfielder. I want to see if that'll help him with his form. Barini, he's playing on the right wing. He's a bit uncomfortable. Maybe we can play him as a Rodomantur instead, and see if that helps us a bit more as well. That's it. Maybe we can try and play players in their preferred roles, and that could potentially help us climb further up the table and just really end the poor. It's not even, it's not the best of results, but it's more about inconsistencies rather than poor form. If we're just picking up straight draws and losses all the time, I'd understand, but we're actually going through periods of wins and going through periods of losses, and it's a bit too inconsistent for my liking. It just spells disaster whenever that happens. Let's see if we can improve. But Torino are trying to change that early on here. Falco with the ball in the box. Belotti's across. Incredible, absolutely incredible save from our goalkeeper, the Donnarumma, but it's not ending. And Kessie, looks like the highlight ended, so thankfully that happened, because Torino were looking very dangerous, and it looks like we need to improve a little bit ourselves. No shots so far, but Barini's trying to change that for us. Rodamantur's tackled out of the game by Barreca quite well. And Torino not really committing to the counter-attack. They're going to try and build their way forward here, but Belotti's going out wide to receive the ball, and he does receive it. Conti's trying to get there, but he's not doing it in time, and we'll let Belotti have those long shots all day long if they end like that. We have to do a bit better there from our wing-backs. And I think our central defender that's covering him, I suppose, should do a bit better of a job as well. Anyways, it's Torino again with the ball, once more looking threatening. This isn't pleasing at all, but Zapata gets it clear only to the opposition team. Obi from outside the box. Decent shot, but we're really not having any type of control in this game. We need to do better, because every highlight is going in their favour. Finally, we get the ball. Kessie's there as a box-to-box midfielder. He's allowed to roam, gets to do whatever he wants pretty much, and Lucas goes out wide to Bonaventura. What's he going to do? Finds Kessie, really good ball. Barini's free in the box. If he can just deliver the cross, instead he goes all the way out wide. Probably going to play it back to Lucas, and that's not bad. Just okay, that's bad. Recycle possession is what I was trying to say, but that was just a poor thing to do considering the numbers we had in the box. That's not too good to see from Kessie, but I suppose it is a box-to-box midfielder thing to do. He does shoot from distance and shoot with power. His player traits, so it kind of makes sense, but we just need to see a bit better from him than that. Romanoli clears it, but only to Moretti. We're not doing too well whenever we get the crosses into the box. We just clear it to the opposition. That's not good to see. Outside the box shot from Basile. And I think shape-wise, we're quite good, but we're still letting them have plenty of shots. And going forward, we're not looking that great, so we need to improve in that regard. Falco. Colo's outside, so we can deal with that threat, but we're going to have to man-mark these players here because they're all floating around. And it is gone to Belotti. He's got two in him, but he's still working his way forward and delivers a cross too. That is a poor goal to consider, to concede, all things considered, because there's plenty of players in the box, plenty of theirs floating around, and no one's really picking up anyone. So definitely need to look to do a bit more. Look at this, two players closing down, just runs past both of them either way. And not only that, he gets to cross into the box, and these five players are essentially not marking anyone. Lucas tries to come across, but it's too late. Donnarumma's already done one incredible save, he can't do another. It's not nice to see him getting beaten in the near post either way. And these players seriously need to wake up. Looks like we're not doing that anytime soon though. De Silvestri in the box. Good tackle from Bonaventura. Belotti, he's always going to score that, wasn't he? You know what, I really don't think my players are enjoying this combination. (2-0) at half time, and it's not even half time yet actually. They're going to look to make it 3-0, but this is an absolutely poor performance. There's no excuses. The players have to wake up a bit. I think essentially what it is, I'm going to change some things at half time, but I think essentially our problem is that we're not set up in a possession type of formation. A 3-4-3 isn't exactly known for keeping the ball, especially with just a two-man midfield. I think we'd be much better suited to playing direct attacking football. And I'm going to try and see if I can make that change at half-time and see if that helps us, because at the moment it is not good enough. You know, players just lob the ball forward anyways, I might as well try and make it look a bit better. Conti wins the ball back. Well, he's going to miss it. You just know it's going to happen. He's free all the time in the world, but he just decides to shoot it right at the goalkeeper, and that kind of just explains the way we've performed all game long. Bonaventura, Kessie's in the box, he doesn't shoot and goes back to Bonaventura. Barini eventually gets the shot in, but that's not good to see at all. That is. definitely going to make some tactical changes at half time. See what we can do to get more out of this AC Milan team, but 2-0 at half time almost always means that that's the end of that. Can't believe the type of performance we put in today. Absolutely nothing to show for other than a single chance to Nicola, who couldn't convert with no pressure on him and all the time in the world. Alright then, let's make some tweaks. So, I'm going to stay on control and structured. Let's get rid of the dribble less, let's get a roam. Let's go for more direct passing, offside trap. I think in terms of instructions, I'm okay with this so far. We should actually exploit the flanks a bit more as well, because we don't necessarily have players who deliver crosses into the box. What am I looking for? I'm looking for crosses from deep as well, but we don't necessarily have the players for that either. These players are delivering crosses from the on the byline, so let's go on wing back on support for those two, and let's ask Bonaventura to go inside forward on support, on attack, sorry. Let's push him further forward. Rudimentor, I think he's going to enjoy being a winger at all. He's got decent pace and acceleration, but not good enough. His crossing's not too bad either, but he cuts inside from both wings, so let's leave him as a Rudimentor either way. We can ask our wing backs to just cross from deep as well, see if that helps. Not necessarily their most favourite thing to do, but we're going to ask them to do it anyways. Let's ask Kessie to do a hint more by tackling harder. We want him to close down these people a bit more, be the hardworking out of this pair. Kaninic, we want him to drop deep a little bit, so let's ask him to play that support role and see if we can hold on to the ball a bit better. Let's see if that helps change anything in the second half. Alright then. I just think with a 2-man midfield, a 3-man backline, or centre-backs in that sense, the best thing to do is just play a direct style of football. Just, there you go, Kessie getting right into it in the beginning. Playing possession in this type of formation just doesn't really seem to make too much sense. Anyways, Gomez to Lucas. What can we do straight away from the off here? Nice little switch to Zapata, and he goes right away to Rodriguez. And we're playing with a higher tempo already, which is good to see. I haven't necessarily set that support ball from Rodriguez, but early signs that we will improve. Lucas. Gomez is there, but unfortunately he can't do anything with it. Barini to Kessie. Can he finish? Should do better again. But either way, more shots are coming in, and we just have to keep it up. I'm not concerned with us losing a bit of possession. As you can see, the stats are slowly going down, but as long as we can, we create chances, that's what matters more. But at the moment, we haven't actually converted anything. Rodriguez had time to hold on to the ball, but instead he heads it down to Torino, and they're going to try and get a third to absolutely kill this game off, but we're looking to get us our first to try and get us back into the game. Obi, you'd argue that Donnarumma should hold on to that, but Rodriguez picks it up anyways. Alright then, boys, come on. Lucas. Kessie on the ball now. Bonaventura. Switch the play. Nope, tries to play it to Nicola, and should have held onto the ball a bit better there, but he was in no position to receive the pass anyways. It's a bit of a poor decision from Kessie. And Torino come away again. Alright, we're closing down fairly well. We're keeping these players forward, so they should be, found a bit better in the second half. Now, Nicola just has to hold on to it. He does find Bonaventura, like we mentioned. Flip free. Can he find a cross, though? He's not going to find it like that. Eventually, good ball to Barini. It's proven wrong, but Barini should have scored, and that should have been our first. I think we actually have created 2 clear-cut chances in this game. One on either half. We've failed to convert either one. But anyways, still goes on. Rodriguez. Lucas playing as a deep line playmaker, but he's in the box. Barini. Oh, he should have finished it first time. He takes the long way around. He fails to finish, and that's arguably the third clear-cut chance. We're going to have a look at the analysis later on, but definitely should do better. Alright, 60 minutes. Let's try and look to make some changes. Nicola for Andre Silva. Kessie's not had the best of the game, and neither has Lucas in truth. Do we substitute? I think Barini's had quite a poor game as well. So let's bring on... Is it only really Hakan? Where's Suso's injured. Alright, Barini, let's give you a bit more time. Kessie for Montalivo. I think arguably he's had the worst game. And should we let Montalivo play? Let's do that. Let's see what the advanced playmaker can do. Just as that happens, it looks like Lucas, yep, he does pick up a yellow card, so that's great. Now I might have to consider bringing on Locatelli. But either way, some decent substitutions, some role changes as well. It should see us improve a bit better. We should 100% be catching this team out on the counter because they play with aggressive fullbacks. With our aggressive wingers, we should be, you know, finding the space there. Silva rises, heads it down to Montalivo well. Bonaventura is there. What can he do? Back to Zapata, that's alright. Just keep possession for now. We need to move them around, and can we do that? Montalivo, advanced playmaker's preferred role. He should really shine in the second half. Silva eventually finds Barini, does it well though. Barini is going to go back to Bonaventura. Conti's free, can he finish? It's the wrong player to ask to finish off a chance, but either way, he was offside. But at least we're getting in those positions. Ricardo Montalivo was injured right away, so we will bring on Locatelli, but as an advanced playmaker. And that's not good at all, not the ideal situation. I have to ask more of my players. Let's work the ball into the box, let's run at the defence a bit more, and I think definitely pass into space, roam from positions would be a good one too. Nope, still a Torino chance, that's great. Nyang's free and it's right at Donnarumma, so that's good for us. And that's another clear-cut chance in their name. Let's have a look now. 20 minutes to go, who's created more? They've definitely had more shots. They've had less possession, but more shots. They've had more clear-cut chances apparently as well. They've had 3, but we've only had 1 and 3 half chances. But I'd argue there's more in our favour than that. You know what, thinking about it, I think we've been working the ball into the box either way. So just pass in space, run the defence. Let's let them be a bit more expressive as well and see what happens. Come on boys, you have to get 1 goal at least. I think we've definitely been better in the second half, but I don't know whether we've warranted a goal yet. We need to convert whatever chances come our way, and we're not done that. We haven't been clinical in any sense. Barini. Back to Locatelli. Decent idea, but the execution wasn't good enough. The players weren't on the same page, and that's even a worse execution. Rodriguez trying to stop Falca from playing anything. Does decently to hold him up, but Baselli's got the ball anyways. He squares it to Obi. And Belotti has time to turn and run space again. He does the right thing though and plays it back to Falca, and they're going to get men forward here again. Obi. No matter what we do, they still look dangerous. Nyang through to Belotti. Romagnoli's there to clear it, and that's good enough, but it's not going to be enough now. Nyang's there. Squares it to Obi again. And that long range shot will take it all day. But as you can see, very aggressive fullbacks. If we can just exploit that space with our pushed up wingers, we should do a bit better. $80 minutes, just 10 to go. And we've not been good enough at all. Falca, early delivery into Belotti. Donnarumma's there to pick it up. I think we should definitely go into overload in this last 10 minutes and see if we can snatch something up. But this is not looking good. Silva can't rise enough to win the ball. Locatelli wins the second one though, and Silva has another opportunity to make something out of this game. Really good early ball to Bonaventura from Barini. Can he finish? Not like that, and again, our inability to finish off chances has proven itself. Alright then, before I've even made the change, there's another highlight. Zapata has played it well to Bonaventura, but what can he do? Squares it to Locatelli. Come on boys. Andre Silva, can he find his teammate? Eventually does. That's offside all day long, and Barini's shot was poor either way. Just highlights our failures in front of goal. We've definitely exploited the flanks well, but failed to do anything of note. We'll take that again, but still nothing from our side of things. And this AC Milan save is falling apart almost as badly as it started poorly. I think we've deserved a goal at least, but Bonaventura, the single player to have played well today. Boroni's picked up a knock as well as playing shit, so that's good to see. Gomez wins the header, no one's there to pick up the second ball, and Velidofori has his time. Alessio, good ball forward to Silva, but he's by himself and pretty much man-marked out of the game with 6 players on different sides. He's always going to lose it. And he does. There you go, Baselli. Locatelli's tried to win that, I suppose, but Lucas comes across, Conti's there, lobs it forward to Bonaventura, and now we can maybe do something here. Bonaventura square it, Silva's there. This time he does finish it and it's not offside, but there's literally a minute and 35 seconds now to grab a second, and that's not going to happen anytime soon. Good early ball from Conti though, when he wins it here. If he meant it, even better, but that looks like a lob ball forward. Bonaventura, nice little first touch, just runs past his man, squares it well, has the vision to find him, and Silva converts a chance, finally. And Bonaventura's game just got better, but that's almost certainly the last thing we're going to see out of this game. 94 minutes, Velidofori with the free kick. We just clear it, and the referee's probably going to blow his whistle. He hasn't yet though. Borini eventually finds Silva, but he's tackled out, and that should be the end of that now. Alright, I guess the ref doesn't want to blow the whistle. We'll take it, but we're not really winning the ball. Has gotten behind Rodriguez, eventually back to Donnarumma, clears it first time, and again we still can't hold on to the ball. We need better, that's without a doubt. Something needs to change, whether it's tactics. So I think tactically we got results before with the tactic we were using. So it's just a bit of an unusual thing that's been going on. Speaking about things that are going on, the referee stars and blown the whistle, and Belotti's free here. He is onside. Conti's done well to recover though. And there may yet just be a chance for us still if the referee's... No, he's not. I was going to say if he's got some mercy, but I guess the merciful thing to do was to end this game. And 2-1 is how it ends at home. That's probably, you would say, our worst result all season long. There have been some poor ones, but this one's just knocked the stuffing out of us, and not a nice result to see at all. The players need to step up big time, and I need to find a way to bring out the best out of this group of players, because at the moment we are not performing to the capability. I mentioned our starting 11 being good enough to win the league. It was our depth that was the issue, but at the moment neither one of those players are performing well enough. We're still within the Europa League spots. We definitely now have to take the Europa League much more seriously. There's 9 games to go. We're 4 points off the Champions League spots. It's very much still alive, but in terms of the title, you have to say that's over now. 29 games for the Juventus played as well. It's 15 points. At a time when we were just 3 points away from Juventus, we are now, or I think we were even ahead of them at one point, we're now 15 points away, and Inter have worked their way up. If we have a look at the, how can we have a look at, is it form? The last 5 games, does that count as form? We're now in 11th, but I just wanted to see an overall. First half of the season, we were in 2nd place in terms of results, 7 points away from Juve. Second half of the season, not good enough. Look at that. Just 13 points out of 10 games. So out of a possible 30, we picked up 13, and that kind of explains it all. But anyways, that's the fixture of March. So in terms of when we'll be back, that's in April, and of course we've got a nice little international break to hopefully find the players in better form or morale, but by the time they come back. There's a huge chunk of games here from Lazio to Fiorentina, and it makes sense to show you the Fiorentina game. So we're going to be away for quite a while. The Ajax game though is quite undecided by the first leg, then potentially we'll show you the second leg. But again, what matters more is when we get closer to the actual deciding moment of the Europa League, I suppose. We're very much still in the Champions League spots, but we do have to take this competition more seriously, and as well as the Serie A really, but this has to end. Anyways, that's all for today's episode. So of course, if you did enjoy it, then please do hit the like button and subscribe for more Daily Football Manager 2018 content. And of course, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. And as always guys, thank you all very much for watching.